Welcome to Engaging the Race Question, Accountability and Equity in U.S. Higher Education by Dowd and Ben Simon, presented by Cindy Campbell and Darcel Scott. Engaging the Race Question, Accountability and Equity in U.S. Higher Education is an interesting study connecting the dynamics of race to higher education. Ideas shared can be used to create higher education that is truly fair and equitable for all people. Leaders share that they were throwing money at problems without understanding them, and that led to disappointing results. Dowd and Ben Simon provide tools to examine institutional problems more deeply, leading to positive results for students and the institution. Our agenda in this presentation: we will share our key takeaways. We will review our group's thinking. We'll explore connections to the course and end with a conclusion. Race is a significant factor in the learning of students in higher education. Yet institutions continue to need tools for exploring race in classrooms. The 5 phases of the Equity Scorecard is a tool that can facilitate problem solving for faculty members by laying groundwork, defining the problem, assessing interventions, implementing solutions, and evaluating results. The phases are helpful in understanding the application of the Equity Scorecard. Our ideas were reaffirmed as the reading expressed the need to implement change to benefit student outcomes. Some material can miss the mark in connecting with students. Therefore, the 5 phases of the Equity Scorecard can provide data for essential modifications in learner outcomes. Diversity is a growing topic in higher education. However, we are slow in addressing the occurrence of inequities. A given example of inequity gaps would be 0 college credit for remedial or basic skills courses for students categorized as at-risk, first-generation college students, which typically impact low socioeconomic students and students of color. Still, discussing diversity, race, and equity can be uncomfortable, in which masking the act of returning to norms and moving beyond a critical disturbance can occur. Diversity agendas are becoming an acceptance of difference, in which institutions apply an umbrella approach to recognize diversity in all forms. Yet, umbrella diverse tactics do not take into consideration the various backgrounds of underrepresented students of color and do little to recall differentiated histories. This is called the umbrella approach. In addition to the umbrella approach, Dowd and Ben Simon described a plural perspective as segregated by not engaging in communication or partnership across racial and ethnic groups. It is resistant of multiculturalism. Furthermore, Dowd and Ben Simon described a pluralistic society as a dissimilar approach to plural, with a pluralistic society having multiple voices working together towards one community. To avoid the umbrella approach, we can practice equity-mindedness. Equity-mindedness is being conscious of race in an affirmative sense. Being aware of one's beliefs, even if it intended to be race neutral, can disadvantage students of color. It means being responsible for changing practices to eliminate inequities and becoming aware of racialized patterns that may be embedded in institutional policies that preserve inequitable educational outcomes. Equity-mindedness encourages action. Our group did not find significant changes in our thinking. We agreed with Dowd and Ben Simon regarding the need to advocate for students who are marginalized. We found the problem-solving structure and equity-minded framework similar to things we have learned in the program. Part of creating and maintaining a change culture is reviewing past trends, making sure existing practices are working well, and exploring strategies for rapidly changing external environments. Reviewing, discussing, and modifying institutional policies, curriculum, and syllabi that unintentionally reinforce systemic inequitable situations requires a process similar to the 5 phases of the equity scorecard. Adopting a critical perspective and applying environmental scanning tools supports transformation of discriminative educational practices. The equity scorecard is an environmental scanning tool used to create change. Servant leadership identifies the importance of understanding and staying connected to the people to focus on problem solving and development. Choosing to pursue equity because it is good for students is a form of servant leadership. To lead effectively in higher education, we must be prepared to engage in race and equity work. Dowd and Ben Simon present ideas and tools for exploring race and equity in our current and future work in higher education. This is what it means to prepare students for a global and transformative society.